So hello everybody, welcome back to SPINALpedia's Disability Employment Success Stories. My name is Tiffany Carlson and I am the Executive Director of SPINALpedia.com. So today we are joined by Cody Bowman from Venice Beach, Florida, and we are very excited to share her employment journey with you. So hello Cody, welcome.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. I don't know much about you, so this will be exciting to talk with you. I know you're in Florida, and yeah. So let's start from the beginning. What kind of disability do you have, and if you have a spinal cord injury, how did that occur?
I was actually born with spina bifida.
Okay.
It's a congenital birth defect. It starts within the first 28 days of pregnancy.
Okay.
So I've been in a wheelchair all my life.
Okay. So you have when most people that I've met who have spina bifida, they are like paraplegic functioning about. Is that for you the same?
Yeah, I mean, I have the funny thing about spina bifida is they call it the snowflake condition because no two cases are the same. You're never
Oh.
going to meet somebody who has the same problems or um, all everyone's different within their abilities and like their feeling. From about the knee down, I have very limited feeling. Like I can't feel my feet at all.
Okay.
Um, from the knee up, I have I have most of my feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, below the knee.
Interesting. And so, yeah, so you were born into the world already having a disability. So for you, it wasn't like you had to get used to being disabled. You grew up that way, right?
Right. Yeah.
So as you grew up and became an adult, I'm gonna kind of start from as you maybe were a teenager and started maybe having your first job. At what point did you think you could get a job, and what was your first job?
My first job was at Recreation Unlimited. It's a
Okay.
special needs camp in Ashley, Ohio.
Cool.
I was actually a camper there in the early 90s.
Ooh.
And I had a friend in high school who actually worked there. And I thought, maybe I could apply there.
Yeah.
I was terrified, but, I took a leap of faith and I emailed the director and she invited me out for a weekend to meet the campers and see the facilities. And um, she hired me basically on the spot. So I
Awesome.
was a camp counselor. They had
Okay.
rest programs during the weekends, 1 week in a month, and then 7 weeks in the summer. So I did that for about 11 years.
Whoa, that's a
But
long time.
I was 17 when I first got that job. So
Awesome. Wow.
very
So
very rewarding experience.
was that like that was just a summer job, right?
Yeah, but that was, I mean, it was a summer job, mostly a summer job, but they, like I said, they had during the school year, they had respite weekends where you could go
Oh,
drop your kid off for from Friday till Sunday, and and we would keep them for the weekend. The parents would get
awesome.
a little break, caregivers,
Okay.
and yeah, we did that about
Wow.
once a month.
So was that something, how old were you when you first got that job? You were 17, you said?
Yeah, I was 17 when I got.
So, all right. So did you go to college or anything after high school, or did you just kind of decide to do other types of work?
Oh man, I could write a book. Well, after high school, my parents moved to Florida. I'm the oldest of three girls.
Okay.
My grandparents lived here in Venice, Florida for about 30 years.
Wow.
And they moved here because my grandmother at the time had cancer and they
Oh,
wanted to be able to help take care of her because my grandfather was also older. So I made the choice of, I didn't want to go to Florida. I got accepted to Wright State University, which is, at the time,
yeah.
they had one of the top 5 disability services in the country, and they are known
Oh.
for their disability services and their accessibility. They have
Okay.
underground tunnels that I can get to campus.
Nice.
So I spent a year living in a dorm on my own. The nearest
Cool.
family was like an hour away.
Where's Wright University? Where exactly is that?
Wright State University. It's like on the border of Fairborn and Dayton. It's considered Dayton, but it's in Fairborn, Ohio.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. So
Oh, awesome. So, all right. So you ended up going to school in Florida. Sorry, was that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah. After a year of the snow, and the thing about the underground tunnels was, in order to get to the underground tunnels, I had to go from my dorm and up like a big hill outside
Mm.
in, the rain, the sleet, the snow, and they didn't have underground tunnels connected
Oh
to the dorm
no.
rooms at the time. They
No
might
way.
now, but yeah. So I just kind of got tired of it, and I missed my family. It was kind of a big shell shock because
Yeah.
there were about 12 people in my graduating class in high school that went to Wright State, but I didn't really see many of them.
Oh,
We kind of each
okay.
did our own thing, and like it was after about a year, I just decided to go to Florida and
Cool.
be with my family.
So
And
where did you go to school in Florida then?
I graduated from State College of Florida here in
Okay.
Venice, Florida. I
Okay.
graduated with my AA, just a general AA,
Yep.
which made me a junior at the university level. So
Awesome.
after I graduated in 2014, I transferred to the University of South Florida here in,
Wow.
there's a branch in Sarasota. Main campus is in Tampa, and I go to the branch in Sarasota. And
Okay.
I've been there for a couple years now. I'm working on my Bachelor of Arts in Professional and Technical Communications.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on getting to that point. That's a lot of school jumping. I've always been worried about that myself when I was in school, but you make it sound like it's pretty easy to do once you figure out the
Yeah,
process.
I kind of wish I would have just come to Florida instead of went to a big university because
Yeah,
I did better in a smaller university.
yeah.
You don't realize how big of a shell shock being going to a huge university is, especially
Did,
on your
oh yeah, I would
family
never go
30,000
to a
miles
big.
away.
They're too big. I applaud anyone with a disability that makes it work though. It's pretty cool. So when you went to college, did you receive any state vocational supports?
Yeah, they had a disability resource center. I got the services of a note taker.
Mhm.
I have difficulties with math. I've always struggled in math,
Yeah.
so I would get like a private testing room. I would get double time in testing,
Nice, nice.
things like that. Um,
Great. Well, that's what you need, for a lot of people. And did you get any help from the Department of Education for like grant money or scholarships, that kind of thing?
yeah, my mom filled out the FAFSA every year,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I would I have Stafford loans. I'm probably gonna be paying them for
Oh,
another.
not the Stafford loans, but they'll give you free money to go to school if you have a
Oh yeah,
disability.
like it pays to be poor. I'll say that.
Yeah, there's a lot of disability, state vocational programs that will assist with, paying.
I got a Pell Grant. It's funny. I actually, when I was a junior in high school, I had a meeting with Voc Rehab, and they made
Yeah.
me, while I was at Wright State, they made me go on these informational interviews. I got to
Okay.
interview some guy from WCOL, which is a major country radio station in Columbus, Ohio.
Cool.
Um, and I don't know. I decided um, like the informational interviews were based on my major at the time. My major was mass
Okay.
communications, and but they didn't pay. They didn't help me pay for school because
Okay.
um, at the time they encouraged me to go to like Columbus State, a community college.
Right.
They didn't. I was adamant because I got accepted to Wright State University that I wanted to go to Wright State University. They
Absolutely.
wouldn't pay for a 4-year university, so
Oh, they would not. Would they have paid for the community college though?
yeah, that's why they wanted me to go to Columbus State Community College, and I didn't want to go. So I was like, I got accepted to my first
Oh,
choice college, so
that's crazy. That's a public university. I thought they would assist with that. That's interesting. Hmm.
yep. No,
Well, that's too bad. So, okay, so let's talk about where you're working today and how you got that job. So, I know you're working in a retail position, right?
I am. I am actually. I've been in retail for about 5 or 6 years. I started out at Goodwill of
Oh,
Minnesota here
cool.
in Venice.
Oh,
I now work at Bell's.
okay.
It's a locally owned private company here in Florida.
Okay.
I'm a cashier.
Oh, okay.
I actually I got the job by myself.
Ah,
Believe it or not.
okay.
I've gotten the last 3 jobs on my own. The funny thing is, when I was looking at your questions, I was
Yeah.
thinking about how I was going to answer these. It was a hard transition moving to Florida, not knowing
Yeah.
anybody, not knowing any of the services that Florida offered to people with
Yeah.
disabilities. And like, I would go on job interviews. Like, I was so, like, I wanted to be independent. Like, I wanted to get a job on my own. And
Yep.
I would go on job interviews, but I didn't have any experience. Like, my only experience was a camp counselor.
Yeah.
And people would look at me, they would look at the chair, and they wouldn't look at the person in the chair. So that's when I had to kind of bite the bullet and ask for help.
Okay.
I went to Voc Rehab, and they paired me with a job coach
Okay.
who, I guess at the time I was naive. I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
All right. Well, you're young. No one really knows for sure, especially when you're younger. Hold on one second. I think your audio might have gone. Interesting.
At the
Oh,
end,
here
I
we go.
worked jewelry counter.
Now I can hear you. Good. No
Oh,
one. Yeah.
and yeah, I was there for about 5 years, but
Okay.
um, they
So you're
kind of,
working, and so were you always doing cashier work though?
no, I didn't cashier at all
Okay.
until I started working at Bell's. And it's funny because cashiering was always kind of something that I was kind of scared to do
Yeah. Yeah.
because of my math. And I'll never forget this. I had a psychologist when I was 19. She did a neuropsych eval on me, and once she got to the math part, she was like, "Oh, just stay away from math." And my mom's like, "She can't just stay away from math. You can't go your whole life with staying away
No.
from math."
No.
And so, like, that kind of put a damper on my self-esteem, made me feel kind of stupid, like I couldn't do
Oh,
it. And
that's
so,
not
like, I always avoided any jobs that you had a cashier. And
okay.
so when I applied to Bell's, that was one of the requirements. You had to be able to cashier. And
Mm-hmm.
I was scared. I'm like, how am I going to do this? But I've been there since April, and I'm doing it.
Heck yeah, girl, you're doing it. Congratulations. And you're also in your wheelchair, right? So you're doing cashier work all from your wheelchair. Did they have to modify where you sit to make it work for you?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I didn't even have to ask for modifications. They just did it. Like, I went in there, and like, my boss gave me a tour, and she said, if there's anything that you notice that's not ADA compliant, let me
Okay.
know. We try to be ADA compliant. And I
Nice.
was like, oh my gosh, like, this is how it's supposed to be. I'd
Wow.
never had a job treat me like that before. And I came in one
Wow.
day, and they had set up a mobile station with a cash register that was low
Oh,
enough for me. And like, they worked with it to make sure that it was low enough that I could reach it.
wow.
And like, I don't know, I don't make the big bucks, but I feel like really good about it. Like, they're
Yeah.
really good to me, and
Are
I've
you
never
do you work full time?
I work about 20 hours a week. I work
Okay,
part-time.
cool.
Not a lot of people work full-time there. We're considered flex, which means you
Right.
get a flexible schedule.
Yeah.
Um, they kind of don't do hiring of full-time anymore.
Yeah,
But
I know. It's all about benefits. They don't want to
yeah,
give it to people.
I know.
I
And
know, I know.
we don't get
Mhm.
time and a half on holidays, and they did give us Thanksgiving off, which is good. So
Well, shit, that's a must. They should do that. All
yeah,
right. Well,
but
that's cool. That's good. It sounds like you found yourself in a great position. And I was going to ask you how you asked for accommodations, but since they just did it for you, I don't have to even ask you that question.
I know I came in one day and it was just there, and I was like,
Oh,
wow, like, I just, because I've worked for, I'll be honest, I've worked for other companies that were in the business of helping people with disabilities, and they didn't get it. Like, I kind of felt, as much as Goodwill kind of helped me, they opened doors for me to be able to get jobs, but I was kind of like the token employee, like, oh, she's got a college degree, and like, I felt exploited in these
oh,
jobs. And at Bell's, nobody looks twice at me because I'm in a chair. Like, they don't
cool.
treat me any differently than the rest of them. And I really like it. Like, my managers are really cool. And if I'm scared of, to do something, they're supportive, and they're like, you can do it, So yeah, I really like
Awesome.
it there a lot.
Well, I'm glad that you found a job and that you love. And then your plan, of course, is to get your degree and move on to something better one day, huh?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, when are you going to graduate?
I hope to graduate in 2021.
All right, well,
I want to
awesome.
go. Yeah, I want to go into marketing, social media marketing. Um,
Cool.
yeah,
That's a
it's.
great field. That's what I do.
I'm
I'm
a Leo, so I'm in creative, so I like doing stuff like that.
That's exactly what I am. I'm a Leo lady. Being a Leo is great. We'll have to talk more when this video chat's over. Okay, so two more questions. What do you like most about your job and just, being employed as a person with a disability?
Well, what I like most about my job now is, I think I already mentioned it. It's a family atmosphere. I'm treated just like everybody else. They
Yep.
don't look twice at me because I'm in a chair. Um, they appreciate me for my abilities, not my disability.
Yeah,
So yeah, I feel like I hit the job jackpot.
that's great. And why do you think, being employed as a visible woman with a disability is important?
um, because for me, it makes me feel good. It makes
Yeah.
me feel good to makes me feel productive, like a productive member of society.
Hmm.
I think it's important because it's not only like you get the socialization factor, which a lot of people with disabilities might not get.
Hmm.
Um, it makes it adds to the economy. It just gives you a chance to I guess feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
and getting a paycheck. When you see that paycheck, like, wow, I did this. I worked for this. It
Yeah.
feels really good. And
Totally.
I bought my first car a month ago, and it feels good because
What?
it's like I worked hard for that.
Congratulations. What kind of car?
I got a 2020 Toyota Corolla, bright red.
Whoa, nice.
I
Oh,
told the sales guy, I was like, I'm a Leo. I want them to see me coming. So,
wow. It's so cool that you can drive a car. So you just transfer yourself in and go, huh?
yeah. Yep.
So,
Transfer and
li-
take the wheels off. And it's
life
got,
down in, you're making life down there in Florida sound pretty fabulous with your red
yeah,
car and the sunshine.
I feel pretty lucky.
You're
Things
doing
go
good.
pretty well.
Well, okay, I have one more question. What advice would you give to someone with a disability who is interested in, working again?
One thing I've learned is not to be afraid to speak up about know your abilities, like know what you can and what you can't do. Like I said, I was terrified of cashiering, but once I got over that fear, I just needed somebody to believe in me.
Yeah.
And I know there's not a lot of people have a really good job coach like I do, and it's hard to find, unfortunately. But find somebody that knows you and knows your abilities and can advocate for you to an employer. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
just be confident in your abilities and know that you can do something if you want to.
That's some great advice. And I love that you did utilize that job support where they helped you find, helped you
Oh
look
yeah,
for a job. That's awesome. And I
my
think
job coach is like one of my best friends. So
so cool. Oh, all right. Well, thank you again, Cody, for joining and, and sharing your employment journey with us. I know a lot of people out there who are watching are going to take a lot from this. So thank you again. And good luck getting your degree in
yes, thank
2021.
you.
And
Have a good
I
night.
imagine when you have a fabulous, like, awesome, huge career, we're going to bring you back on. We'll talk about that next.
Okay, it's a deal. You got it.
Okay, awesome. Good luck. Thank you, Cody.
Thanks.